unmute mic. And we are live. Said it 3 times, whatever it works. Welcome to the process. It is Wednesday, February 2nd. I'm Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down a 9-game NBA slate for you guys today. Before we do anything, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Great to see everybody this morning. Philip, Fidel, Melvin, Ilya, what's going on? Don, SMP, Larry, what's going on? Nice to see everybody here this morning. I thought I was going to wake up to a healthy dose of money. I really, really did. I had infinite Giannis last night. I had a lot of Bam in comparison to the field. Not nearly enough Mikal Bridges for somebody that plays a lot of Mikal Bridges from time to time. It was fun. It's fun. How awful was last night's slate? I liked it. I thought I did a good job. I thought I did a real good job. 79% Jordan Poole worked out. 65% Giannis worked out. I mean, Gary Payton's night is about as weird as it gets. I had 70% Gary Payton. Luckily, he had 6 stocks. I didn't expect him to not score a point in 13 minutes or whatever the hell he played. I had a lot of Jokic. That game was just weird. The bench just couldn't keep him in it. Dinwiddie stung. That one was bad. Bobby Portis started off great too. No luck there for him closing it out. Biggest miss. Let's see. What was my biggest miss yesterday? Honestly, I don't think I really had one. I don't mean it like everything I did was good, but in terms of guys that were highly owned that I faded, I don't really mind not having Booker or Vooch. I mean, Vooch would have helped if I had more Vooch, less Jokic, but even still. No, like I'm pretty happy with the way that everything shook out yesterday. Just didn't have the luck, you know? Sometimes that's what you're looking for, but I'm pretty happy with the guys that I was most over the field on. I can't really be mad about any of it. I would have liked something better out of Spencer Dinwiddie. That's all I can say. But today is a different day. First, I pointed on the wrong side. Right there. Prize Picks. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Get yourself 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, along with some other goodies, deposit bonus, all that good stuff. There's details at that link. And we've got plenty of tools at awesemo.com that can help you out at Prize Picks. So make sure you're checking it out. Whoo! Well, that's interesting. Well, let's switch to the other view for now. I'm not entirely sure where my camera went. That feels less than ideal. Oh, we back. I got a sneaky suspicion that that's going to happen for the rest of the show, so we shall see. Anyway, let's get into the intro before I lose this camera again. Rise and grind, everybody. You guys know the drill. Let's break all this bad boy down. But first, coffee, tea, water, beer, joints, hot dogs, whatever you got to start your morning. Cheers to you guys. Let's get it done. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me text my mom back quickly. Tell her I could talk to her in about an hour and a half. Alrighty, let's get it. Let's switch the view and boop, there we go. You guys know who eats hot dogs for breakfast. Izzy, who doesn't? Open your mind. Open your mind. Expand your horizons. Who doesn't want a good hot dog in the morning? Not sure. Glad to have you here. Alrighty then. Orlando Magic. 5-point dogs in Indiana. 221 total. Magic are coming off of the back-to-back, so we don't have any news on like what their actual injury report looks like. I'm just going to assume that everybody that played yesterday is going to play today, and that for the most part, the minutes that I have projected seem to be the minutes that these guys are playing. You know, they've got a 9-man rotation going right now. That's what I have projected. I don't really see anything that I want to change. So I think we're good here. Wild. Just got a good text from my mom. Makes me happy. Makes me very happy. Let's cross our fingers that today is just happy. But we're going to go with Orlando's rotation that we had from yesterday. All the rates stay the same. I don't really that's just who they got to be. That's who they are. They've had the same rotation for the past 4 games. Really hard to deviate. Indiana, on the other hand, not going to be as appealing here. So we've got no Domantas Sabonis. We've got no Miles Turner. We've got no Malcolm Brogdon. We've got no TJ Warren, no TJ McConnell, no Goga Batadze. So the only thing we don't know is the status of O'Shea Brissett. Otherwise, everybody that was out on Monday is also out again. I assume that we need to put Brissett in, however. So, let's think this through. We got a monster game out of Isaiah Jackson last time out. I'm going to continue to give him those 28 minutes. I think that's probably some sort of ceiling. And then I think we have to just go with the assumption that O'Shea Brissett is going to play today. And if that's the case, it's really a major question of how many minutes we think O'Shea Brissett can play or will play. Because he should play a lot. I just don't know if he will. So let's take out the minutes of everybody that we might be a little bit confused about. Because I think LeVert going in for 34 minutes seems about right. And I think Chris Duarte in for 30 seems about right. Justin Holiday, 34. Again, I think that seems about right. And then the question really is, does O'Shea Brissett play? Does he start? Do they go LeVert, Duarte, Holiday, O'Shea Brissett, Jackson? Do they play O'Shea Brissett off the bench, at which point he might just be a straight backup center? I think they don't seem to want to play O'Shea Brissett all that much. I don't totally know why. Every once in a while he falls into extra minutes, but I think about 24 feels good here. Which allows us to give Torrey Craig the 28 minutes that they seem to just want to give him over and over and over again. So for the most part, the rest of this should fill itself out. Dwayne Washington looking like the backup point guard. Jeremy Lamb is going to play some sort of standard issue 22-ish minutes. That leaves us 26 minutes. Lance appears to be playing just small rotations as of late. So we're going to go 12 minutes to Lance and a crisp 14 to Terry Taylor. I don't have to make any changes to rates. Brissett is not the type of guy that's going to change this. So let's take a look at game number 1, Orlando Magic, 5-point dogs. And on the Orlando side, watching you while sitting in Bangkok traffic on my motorbike. Troy, is that real? First of all, why are you watching? Are you watching? Please stop watching things on a motorbike in Bangkok. That seems incredibly dangerous. Also, thanks for watching in Bangkok. What time is it? Cole Anthony is your best Orlando Magic piece, as he normally is. And I don't really have anything else to add. Cole Anthony looks good. Wendell Carter looks good. Jalen Suggs for 5,500 on FanDuel looks good. I am still willing to take chances on Mo Bamba. This could be actually a decent spot for him from a size perspective. I don't get the sense that anybody will be just a true I gotta have it priority out of Orlando, but Suggs, Anthony, Carter, all going to be very highly featured. On the Indiana side, though, again, remember, super shorthanded. Karis LeVert, 7,600 on FanDuel, 8,200 on DraftKings. I think that I need to just save myself from myself, take him down to 33 minutes, bump him up to 15. 1 minute will be massive for me. But LeVert and Isaiah Jackson are the two best plays here. Time to make this screen bigger. I'm almost remembering it in time. Karis LeVert and Isaiah Jackson are both better than anything that is on Orlando. Jackson, 6K on FanDuel, but FanDuel, or power forward eligible. 5,400 on DraftKings power forward center. If we're going anywhere, we're going to LeVert and Jackson. O'Shea Brissett will be a nice value play across both sites. Small forward on FanDuel, power forward center on DraftKings. And then you can take shots on Jeremy Lamb, Chris Duarte, Justin Holiday. All right, next up, Washington Wizards. 9.5-point dogs in Philadelphia. Wizards are on a back-to-back. Pour one out for the Spencer Dinwiddie rosters from yesterday. That went well. Guess what? We're going to do that again today. So there's not much we can do for the Wizards. They're on the back-to-back. We know that Bradley Beal is out. Thomas Bryant, did Thomas Bryant pick up an injury yesterday? Because that's going to unlock some Daniel Gafford today if that's the case. Or is he sitting on a back-to-back? Sprained his right ankle. Gafford came in. All right, we're going to take Thomas Bryant out of the rotation for today. Assume he doesn't play. Give those minutes straight to Daniel Gafford. Very easy switch. They played a 10-man rotation yesterday, assuming that they weren't going to play Gafford, where he rolled his ankle. Fidel, Tyler Hero is not a very good basketball player right now. I think it's a very reasonable take. All right, so Kuzma played big minutes. I don't really have anything I want to change there. Rui minutes were fine. Montrezl Harrell's minutes were a little higher than you would expect, but also we know why. $33 for Dinwiddie. I like Howell Neto for 15. That seems reasonable. Kispert played 20. Denny played minimal minutes. Aaron Holiday played minimal minutes. So who got more playing time than I was expecting? I guess it was just Montrezl Harrell. So I'm going to take 2 minutes away from Kispert, give those to Montrezl Harrell. And that's going to be really the extent of it. Unless they're just really not... I mean, I guess they're not playing Rui at the 5. So maybe I do need to go like... Let's go 25 Montrezl Harrell. No, 24 to Montrezl Harrell. We'll take 1 minute away from Aaron Holiday. Actually, we'll take 1 minute away from Denny. 1 minute away from Aaron Holiday. I think that looks a little bit more realistic. Rates stay the same in this one, because Gafford and Thomas Bryant aren't all that different. So that's game number 2. Nope, that's just Washington. We're not done. We're not done. David, I have no idea. News guide. Yeah, the music is on purpose. It's so when I'm not talking, it's not just pure silence in people's ears. Let's go to the Philly side. On the Philly side, do we get Shake Milton back today? I feel like we do. Embiid is available, obviously. Still no Korkmaz, no Shake Milton, so never mind on that one. Oh, Josh is frozen. Okay, so this is going to happen the entire show. If you guys see it, just somebody pop it into chat, all right? Ooh, maybe now it's not actually working. Let's see if I can fix this. Let's find out. Uh-oh. Nope. Definitely made it worse. Definitely made it worse. Let's see if we can get here. Let's see if we can get here. We got to look at Philly quickly. I don't know if this is going to be salvageable while I'm on the screen or while I'm on the show. Yeah, that might do it for the old camera today. I'm more likely to freeze this, I think. All right, let's see if we can do this here a little bit differently. Because I want to be on. All right, I'm working on this. Doesn't appear that I can get this done. I'm gonna hook up my other camera and see if that works. Ilya just submarined this show. Doesn't like the music. Took it into his own hands. Don't appreciate it. Not at all. But let's see if we can at least get another camera going. Should probably buy a second camera as a backup. One of those things that'll just work no matter what. All right, let's see if this works. All right, well, not the best in the world. Let's wipe that off a little bit. All right, that'll work. That'll cover us. We're back in it. For those of you that are listening to audio only, I apologize for how awful the past 5 minutes was, but we're back on the screen at the very least. Not the best camera quality in the world. Can't believe I used to use this. It's crazy to think about. I might as well just turn off my other one then too. Boop. Alrighty. So we're into Philly now. We back. Let's fix this center rotation first, because that's the obvious thing that we need to do. Joel Embiid needs to be the starting center for the Philadelphia 76ers. He needs to play, I don't know, 34 minutes, 33 minutes, something like that. There's 33, 15 minutes to Drummond. Now, I do need to give Niang a couple extra minutes. They had no problem being a little bit lighter on who? 38 for Maxey. I like 34 for Curry. Honestly, it's probably too low. 36 here. Let's take 2 minutes from Isaiah Joe. Give those to Niang. Yeah, that's just going to be it for Philly. Unfortunately, we do need to pull the Philadelphia 76ers rates. Oh, wife tested negative for COVID today. That's really good. She needs negative tests to get into Aruba, and so far, so good. That's exciting. Good news. Very good news. Kind of wild, not gonna lie. So I went home last week. You guys remember, obviously. Was gone, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was now. Whatever. Whenever I was home. And, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Both my mom and my dad tested positive for COVID. I did not test positive on either test that I took. She now did not test positive, so somehow just dodged it. News guide, she goes every year. Every year. Every year since I've been working here. That much I could tell you. All right, Tobias Harris on, Joel Embiid on, Tyrese Maxey in games where all three of those guys. Ooh, let's add one more. Nope, that's not what I meant. And Seth Curry all started. How many games do we have like that? Shit, wrong filter. Yeah, she goes every year. Girls trip. I couldn't be happier. It's fun. So I got one of my friends from high school coming into town Friday for a week. So it's guys' weekend here then too. Or guys' week, I guess. Okay, so if everybody really needs to understand why this happens and why it's not weird, give me a second. Let me grab these rates and then I'll talk through it. Basically, the gist of it is this. Originally, one of her friends asked her if she wanted to go to Aruba. Her family has a timeshare in Aruba, so didn't have to pay anything. All that she had to do was grab a flight. It's pretty easy for my wife to sort of take trips and stuff on a whim. So this was like 4 years ago. So she took that trip. All she had to do was just pay to be there and stay at the timeshare. So they did that for the first 2 years. And then the year before that, or the year after that, for the third year, they started like doing an Airbnb and just going down. So yeah, they just go to Aruba. Good times. I'm jealous in a way. All right. Philly rates. I don't think that we have anything really to talk about. So I'm just going to zip through it. This is just the rates of these guys when they all play together. And it shouldn't be all that shocking for what they do. I'll end up with likely too much Tyrese Maxey, as one does. But we know how these guys play at this point. It's a pretty big sample. Joel Embiid has a 35.3% usage rate when all these guys start. Thibault, on the other hand, doesn't. It seems like a hot dog for breakfast week at the Engleman residence. Honestly, we'll probably eat pretty well. It'll probably be pretty good. It'll be like dry aged steaks for a Tuesday dinner type week, which I'm not mad about at all. Wow, okay. All right, so those are the rates for Philly. So we got game 2 in the books. It only took us 25 minutes to get through the first 2 games. Cancer, that's great, man. I messaged Laffy about it. He laughed. It's actually Laffy and I on the strategy show this morning, so maybe we'll talk about it. Oh, Troy, nice. Nice. All right, let's go to Washington now. Get our picks. I know nobody wants to hear this, but we're going straight back to Spencer Dinwiddie. 5,900 on FanDuel, 5,800 on DraftKings. He's going to be one of the highest owned plays again today. So just be aware that that's happening. Montrezl Harrell, oddly enough, if you think that Montrezl Harrell is going to play 24 minutes today, 5K on FanDuel with the power forward eligibility, 4,400 on DraftKings. He's the second best option. And then Kuzma is a close third. And I think you could roll the dice on $3,100 Daniel Gafford. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility he starts and becomes a chalky play, too. I just don't know how long they want to play him. On the Philly side, this should be pretty easy. You want to play Tyrese Maxey, 7,400 on FanDuel, 7,500 on DraftKings. And you want to play Joel Embiid, particularly on FanDuel where he's 10-9. 12K on DK might be a bit of a tough sell. That's where we stand right now. Let's go to game number 3. Charlotte Hornets, Boston Celtics. Hornets are 4.5 point dogs. What do we know about Charlotte? Is Kelly Oubre back? The question is, or the answer is yes. Oubre back. Still no Jalen McDaniels. Still no Gordon Hayward. So this actually should be pretty easy. We lost Oubre for 2 games, But we did have the sample of 2 other games with Oubre. He went crazy the last time out that he played. But let's hash this out now. We're all over the map with Mason Plumlee's minutes, so 26 feels about right. We're going to take Nick Richards out of that rotation. We're going to say that PJ Washington is playing the straight backup center rotation run, and honestly, I don't really want to go to much more than that. Miles Bridges, I think, fits perfectly in the 36-minute mark. We're going to say Cody Martin. Let's see. Cody Martin in for like 30 minutes seems about right. Book Knight's minutes out. We saw Ish Smith playing. Let's take Ish's minutes out as well. I want to make sure that I get this right. So Kelly Oubre in the 3 games that had no Gordon Hayward and no Jalen McDaniels. So the same matchup here. He was all over the map. 23 minutes, 27 minutes, 35 minutes. I'm going to give him 28 minutes. I think that just has to be the case. At which point then we're going to go with 16 minutes to Book Night and then Ish Smith as the backup. That'll work. I guess we need to change the rates just because Oubre's a bit of a usage guy. Probably doesn't matter all that much, but I think it's a good thing to check out. So let's say that Jalen McDaniels and Gordon Hayward are both off. And we'll say that Kelly Oubre, Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball all played. I don't know if I have to mention anybody else. I think 3 is fine. Because we just sort of want to say, like, oh, the usage guys were out there. Exactly 2 off. Exactly. Oh, apparently I took off LaMelo Ball, too. There we go. Yeah, no Adam until Monday, probably. Yeah, Adam's not going to be on anything live for the rest of the week. All right, let's grab these rates for Charlotte. See if I can pick up the pace a little bit. Here I was thinking I wasn't going to be on the strategy show today. And I was going to have a nice casual day off. Largely, at least. Boy, oh boy, did that end up wrong. Thanks to one Adam share. All right. Charlotte rates have been grabbed. They take into account Gordon Hayward not being available. So let's pop all of this in here now. Kelly Oubre has played the most minutes with Jalen McDaniels and Gordon Hayward off the floor. 21.9% usage rate, though, in that scenario. That is lower than I would have expected. Miles Bridges, however, monstrous usage rate. We'll bump that up a little bit. Assist rate does go down. Rebounding rate goes up considerably. Interesting to see. Terry Rozier, 22% usage rate. So he's oddly enough a little bit less interesting. LaMelo, though, 27.4. He doesn't stop doing all of the good stuff for this Charlotte team. Cody Martin, he doesn't do a single thing for this team other than, like the dirty work. Speaking of dirty work, exceptional movie. Last guy we got to hit up is Mason Plumlee and PJ Washington. Plumlee, very, very, very minimally involved when this team is at full strength. And then PJ Washington also does very, very little in these scenarios. Maybe that'll allow me to not get him. But that's Charlotte in the books. Boston might actually look good here. I don't know if anybody's going to be in or out for Boston, but being able to play Charlotte is actually massive. Okay, so it's the normal Boston rotation. We have no changes to make here. I don't think they've been doing anything weird as of late. Now, they're pretty firm in this 8-man rotation with just scattered minutes to somebody else that doesn't matter. So I'm happy here. Jaylen Brown's been playing a little bit less as of late. I don't know if that's a long-term thing, though. So we're done here because we don't have to touch anything for Boston. On the Charlotte side, Miles Bridges, 7,900 on FanDuel, 8,400 on DraftKings is my favorite piece of the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, 8,800 on FanDuel would be second. I think Terry Rozier is third, and then Cody Martin is fourth. I'm not all that fond of Kelly Oubre today. For Boston, Robert Williams is your best option. 7,500 on FanDuel with power forward eligibility is the best thing that's in this game. Tatum and Brown are the other two guys you're looking at. You're probably not going to all that much Smart or Horford. All right, we're 3 games in. Looking good thus far. On to Memphis at New York. Grizzlies are 3.5-point favorites in New York. Good to know. Don't know if Brooks is back here or not. Hope he's not. All right, no Dylan Brooks. Q tag on Steven Adams. Don't really know how we would do anything other than play him. He's Steven Adams. The dude is crazy. And Memphis has largely narrowed down their rotation, too. They've got this pretty much locked up. So I'm going to go to 28 minutes on Steven Adams. We're going to go to 20 minutes on Brandon Clark, I guess. Ja with Tyus as the straight backup. Desmond Bane in for his 32 minutes. Melton not playing all that much. Jaren Jackson playing his 30 minutes. Zaire Williams maybe not in here enough. Take him up to 27. But yeah, I think we're just going with Memphis's rotation from the previous game. That all looks pretty good to me. So Memphis holds. Keep your eye on the Steven Adams news. We go to the Knicks. Now for the Knicks, this is a team that I just do not trust any longer. No Derrick Rose, as we know. Everybody else available. They're playing a 10-man rotation still. And, it's Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel at the center spots. It's Julius Randle and Obi Toppin at the 4. And then there's no telling who the hell else we should be playing. Kemba Walker's minutes seem to be all over the place. I'm give him 22. There's 20 for Quickly. I don't know. Who's supposed to play these minutes? It's insane. I'm starting to think Quentin Grimes is the best option for the Knicks. Very little of this looks good for New York. Let's be clear here. RJ Barrett is like the guy that you could take the shot on. And I don't even know if that's it. So Memphis, New York is in the books already. Again, Memphis favorites. 217 total is the second lowest on the slate. If you're going to anybody from Memphis, $6,400 Bane on FanDuel is probably the guy. But I want to be clear. I don't think anything really on Memphis looks all that good. And it's only going to look worse as my day goes on. Morant would be the guy that would start to pop a little bit more, actually. And then for the Knicks, it's Randall and Barrett. If you want to try to guess on which one of Fournier, Kemba, Grimes, Burks, and Quickly is going to be the guard that plays well today, that's your journey. All right, we have 133 people in here, just 50 likes. Now is the time that I need to ask. If you guys could hit that thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated. We move on to Cleveland. The Cavaliers are 2.5-point favorites in Houston, which clearly means that they are missing people that have a pulse. And that is the case because we have no Darius Garland and no Lauri Markkanen. And let's be clear here, even though they got the W, it did not look good for not having Darius Garland. Now, the question then becomes, are they going to big minutes for Chetty? Seems like they are. Don't know why they didn't go to bigger minutes for Rondo. But the bigger problem here is that they actually went to Brandon Goodwin over Dylan Windler. So let's fix that mistake. I'm going to say that Rondo is just the backup point guard. That is what they did last time. If he starts, maybe that changes. But we'll do Rondo at the backup 1. We're going to say that Chetty's playing. I can't go any lower than like 33 minutes. I think that makes a lot of sense. Dean Wade only played 19 minutes this last time out. That's interesting to me, but I think Dean Wade lost out to Kevin Love getting more time, which I'm going to get Kevin Love up to 26 minutes. Allen and Mobley's minutes I'm fine with. Lamar Stevens' minutes I'm fine with. Isaac Okoro only played 25 minutes. I don't think that's a long-term goal here. I do think we need to dust off Brandon Goodwin and give him a pretty sizable chunk of time. So I'm going to give him 14 minutes here. I'm actually going to give Brandon Goodwin 20 minutes. I think right there for Cleveland is the rotation we're looking for. And I don't really need any rate changes. So Cleveland is about to look really, really good. David, I'm glad you were able to hit that, man. All right, so that's Cleveland. I mean, this is a great spot for the Cavs. We'll walk through it when we get to the Cleveland side. As we go to Houston, I don't think they have any lingering issues right now. No, everybody that's available is here. I'm not going to change the rotation from what I had last time out. This is just sort of who plays. Maybe I go 27-21 here, but that's about it for me. So I like it. Let's look at this game. Cleveland side. All right, Evan Mobley, 6,900 on FanDuel, 7,400 on DraftKings. Exceptional play today. Jared Allen, 7,600 on FanDuel, 7,700 on DraftKings. Exceptional play today. Chetty, assuming Chetty starts again, 4,400 on FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. Exceptional play today. I think you can make a case for Kevin Love on FanDuel where he's 6,200 power forward center. He's fine on DraftKings. Dean Wade, I think, is still viable at 3,100 on DK. More value opens up. He becomes worse and worse. And then, there's a path to taking a shot at Rondo. There's a path to taking a shot at Brandon Goodwin. The starting lineup will dictate whether you want to do that or not. But I think you go into it assuming Chetty is starting again until they tell us that he's not. On the Houston side, I like Kevin Porter, as I normally do, 6,200 on FanDuel, 6,600 on DraftKings. I like Jayshawn Tate, primarily on DK at 4,800. Normally, I like Christian Wood, but price is starting to climb a little bit. I think he just looks fine. If we want to just look at the summary information of what we have thus far, because we are in, game number, we're through 5 games. So if I just look at the 5 games we've talked about thus far on this 9-gamer, and we sort by boom, we've got Spencer Dinwiddie at the top of the FanDuel chart. But for the most part, I'd say that these 4 guys, Dinwiddie, Mobley, Isaiah Jackson, and Chetty, are my 4 major priorities. And on FanDuel, tier 2 would be then Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, and Miles Bridges, at which point we take a step down after that. On DraftKings, it's a pretty clear top 2 of Isaiah Jackson and Spencer Dinwiddie. I think that Chetty slots into that next slot sort of on his own. And then we get basically a 4-man group of Montrezl Harrell, Cole Anthony, Karis LeVert, and Evan Mobley. So you're starting to see who the true overall priorities are, no matter which site you're playing on. And now we go to Oklahoma City at Dallas. This one I'm sure is not fun. They've been moving guys around from the G League affiliate. So no Shea, no Roby, and no Vit Krejci. JRE appears to be available, so I'm going to assume that he's just playing his normal 24 minutes. Derek Favors did play last time out. I have no idea what to do with this team when they play. Let's go 33 minutes to Giddey. Trey Mann can be in for 25 minutes. Ty Jerome in for 22 minutes. Teo Maladon in for 8. I got Aaron Wiggins in for 17 for right now, but that's going to go up. Lou Dort in for 34. That I actually think makes some sense. I am going to make it 33 just for sanity's sake. Kenrich in for 25. Muscala will cut the time for. JRE I'm fine with. I can cut Favors. And I think that's probably something I should do. Maybe we cut Favors to 10. And then we get those extra 5 up to Aaron Wiggins. That gets Aaron Wiggins to 22. No idea how many minutes Aaron Wiggins is going to play, but 22 seems fine. We're going to play Giddey. We're going to play Kenrich Williams. We're going to play Lou Dort and maybe a little bit of Ty Jerome on DraftKings. But that is Oklahoma City. No real changes to the rotation from last time out. And I think that's going to be a similar story for Dallas, although we're probably going to have to take Porzingis off, right? He's going to be out today, I imagine. Yeah, no Porzingis, no Sterling Brown, no Tim Hardaway. So this is going to be the first time in a while that we actually have to pull some rates because we have to deal with this team with no Kristaps Porzingis, and obviously they already don't have Tim Hardaway. So very different team here. This is probably going to be a bigger maxi day. It doesn't appear that Dwight Powell's role changes all that much when Kristaps Porzingis is out. So let's go ahead and give Powell 22 minutes. We're going to say that Marquise Chris probably plays about 18 minutes. And then Maxi Kleber with the other 8. Because Powell and Marquise Chris got us to like 41. And the only other center minutes there coming in are going to have to be Maxi. So we'll say that Maxi's probably going to play like something like 28. Dorian Finney-Smith is pretty firm for 34 and potentially more here. Got Jalen Brunson in for 32. I'm going to make that 34. I think I have to do that. We got Luka in for 36. That one's just obvious. Reggie Bullock played 31 minutes this last time out. We also have to worry about Josh Green. I've got Ntilikina in for way too much time, so we'll fix that. So if we say Bullock plays... We need to get Bullock and Josh Green minutes, and that's probably all the minutes that I actually have available now. Oh, I already have Josh Green's minutes in. So we're going to take Josh Green to 22. We're going to take Reggie Bullock to 28. That leaves me 18. Which would be not enough, oddly enough. So I'm going to take... Nah, I think Bullock... I don't think I can go to 30 on Bullock. Maybe I can now with no Tim Hardaway. Let's go to 30 on Bullock. That leaves me 16. We'll go 10 Ntilikina, 6 Trey Burke. Coffee's hitting the spot. Now, we know that Luka Doncic's rates don't really change all that much with no Kristaps Porzingis. I'm intrigued by if they change when Tim Hardaway is also not involved. So, if we say Kristaps Porzingis off, Tim Hardaway off, and then we say that Luka Doncic and... where's he hiding? Where in the world? There he is. And Jalen Brunson both played in the game. I think that's the most interesting way we could look at this. It's not going to be the biggest sample in the world this year, but I think it matters. Now, 150 concurrent viewers, 75 likes. Hit that thumbs up if you can. Helps us out a ton. Let's grab these rates now. For the Dallas Mavericks, with no Kristaps Porzingis and no Tim Hardaway Jr. Step 1 complete. Step 2 complete. And step 3 complete. Boom. Done. So now, let's start it off. Jalen Brunson, 22.5% usage rate. Assist rate does come down a bit. Rebounding rate comes down a bit. Dorian Finney-Smith, oddly enough, has a decent usage bump in this scenario. 346 minutes, 16% usage rate. Dorian Finney-Smith is about to be a legitimate problem on this slate, and I didn't see that one coming. He's popping like crazy at 34 minutes here against OKC. I don't know what happened to his price, but I think he's about to be a real issue. Luka Doncic, 39.5% usage rate because Tim Hardaway is off too. I think that's going to be a very important distinction. Slight usage bump, massive rebounding bump as well for Luka. I think Luka is about to look like a really, really good play today. I'm not going to touch anything on Marquise Chris. Reggie Bullock actually does see a bit of a usage bump. Good for him. Maxey doesn't really see that bump. Does see the rebounding bump though. Josh Green, Dwight Powell, still need to lock these guys in from a rate perspective. And Dwight Powell doesn't rebound anything. Josh Green in for 17% usage. I don't really know what to do with Marquise Chris because obviously he doesn't play all that frequently. I'm guessing he's played 72 minutes in this scenario, 24% usage rate. Can I give him that? I can. All right, that works. That works. So that's Dallas. All right, let's hash this out. This is about to be a problem. Oklahoma City. You're smashing Josh Giddey on FanDuel again. You just have to. 6K. Price is just incorrect. He's $1,900 more expensive on DraftKings. You're probably not really starting anybody from Oklahoma City and DK today. On FanDuel, you have to go to Giddey, and I think you have to go to Dort, shooting guard, small forward, 5,600. On Dallas, though, Luka Doncic is 11-2 on FanDuel, 11-6 on DraftKings. He's now a part of the inner circle today. I got him at 1.66 FanDuel points per minute. Jalen Brunson, I think, looks pretty good. He's going to be one of those top tier guys. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, 4,200 on FanDuel, 4,400 on DraftKings. I think he's just a really good value today. Flat minimum Marquise Chris probably needs a look today. Power forward center on DraftKings. You're not playing him on FanDuel at 5K, but at 3K on DK, that is a dice roll, as is Bullock and Kleber. So if I add in this Dallas game, I want you guys to understand the relative nature of some of these Dallas guys getting added in. You can see now on FanDuel, we've got this 5-man tier here. Luka is basically involved in it as well. Inner circle is sort of right here. Dinwiddie, Giddey, Mobley, Jackson, Chetty, Luka, and LeVert. And then on the DraftKings side, you can see Luka, third best boom scorer right now. 3-man race at the top. Maybe you could add Chetty in there as a fourth, but Jackson, Dinwiddie, Luka, Chetty, probably your first 4 guys in the lineups. All right. We've got 3 more games to go. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do so. Brooklyn Nets on the road in Sacramento, 230 total. This is a back-to-back for Brooklyn, and we've got no Durant, no Harris, no Aldridge. I'm assuming we're getting something resembling the same team we got yesterday, and that is usually a gigantic question mark. Day'Ron Sharpe basically didn't play. Blake Griffin is the guy that got the playing time. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Patty Mills in for 32 minutes. That works. 36 for Kyrie, 36 for James Harden. Check. Kessler Edwards played a little bit less than I would have expected. 29 minutes. I'm going to take him down to 31 just to pump the brakes. Cam Thomas got a small amount of run. Bruce Brown didn't really. I'm going to take the Day'Ron Sharpe minutes and give those to Blake Griffin. That gets him up to 21. I have Nick Claxton in for 20. It's about what he played. Don't miss it. James Johnson, for some strange reason, didn't play all that much. We got to give more time to Bembry, I guess. Do something like that. I can't go to 20 minutes on Bembry. I guess I can't. We'll go to 19 on Bembry. So we're going to do something. Look, when push comes to shove, we know what we're rostering here for Brooklyn. Unfortunately, I think Blake Griffin is about to look like an okay play today, and that's not going to help anybody do anything. But at least let's nerf his rates a bit. I mean, it's Kessler Edwards season again for me today. But we'll look at Brooklyn once we finish up here with Sacramento, another team that's probably a bit of an issue today. What do we know here? So De'Aaron Fox, questionable once again. No Marvin Bagley. Bob, you say back-to-back Johnson instead of Griffin. I actually think you're going to be wrong, and it's going to be Day'Ron Sharpe instead of Griffin. But I don't have a real feel for it. All right, we got to get De'Aaron Fox into this game somehow. Davion Mitchell's just going to need to lose some minutes. Fox in for 33. $34 for Halliburton. We go to Davion Mitchell and 24. Healed in for 28. Damian Jones as the backup to Rashawn Holmes feels about right. Harkless will play less. Chimezie Metu will play a normal amount. We're actually pretty close here. Harrison Barnes, I'm going to take him down to 34. But I need to lose 3 minutes somewhere. Chimezie Metu is probably the easiest spot to do that from. And one from Queta. So Sacramento is basically the same. Unfortunately, we got to pull the stupid Kings rates for the 10th straight time of not getting De'Aaron Fox, even though you need to put him in. So we set up Sacramento. We say that Marvin Bagley is off. Terrence Davis is off. And we say that Barnes, Holmes, Hield, Fox, and Halliburton, at least 4 of those guys, played. That should be a decent sample. Oh, gotta stretch it out. Man, I really wanted to dodge that strategy show this morning. Shit, my money's killing me on this one. All right. We got 172 viewers, 85 likes. That's what I like to see. We've got our sample now. So let's see what this team looks like when they are largely healthy. Not a fun team to try to project. That much I could tell you. But it is a good matchup against Brooklyn. So maybe, just maybe, things will look good for Sacramento. And I'm sure De'Aaron Fox is going to pop like he has been. And I'm going to go into the slate thinking I'm playing De'Aaron Fox, even though I am not playing De'Aaron Fox. But here are the rates for Sacramento. We will start at the top with Buddy Hield. 21.7, slightly reduced usage rate, same rebounding rate. Metu, 19% usage rate, very much reduced assist rate, the increased rebounding rate. Damian Jones, slightly reduced usage rate, actually neutral usage rate. Slightly increased assist rate, don't trust that all that much. Davion Mitchell, this one's important, 20% usage rate, okay. Assist rate doesn't move, rebounding rate doesn't move. Fox, 29% usage rate, a big time cut to his assist rate thanks to Tyrese Halliburton, but Fox does actually do a little bit less on the boards as well. Harrison Barnes, 20% usage rate, no real assists, and he does get a bit of a rebounding bump. Holmes, just having like a really weird year. Just not really involved like I thought he would be. And finally, Tyrese Halliburton, when everybody is available, just not doing nearly as much as you would expect. That would be the Kings. Metu and Holmes are the guys we're going to be looking at. And even then, it's just like a value thing. So for Brooklyn, we've got Harden as the best option here. 10-5 on FanDuel, 11-2 on DraftKings. He's going to pop a lot on FanDuel because of the shooting guard small forward eligibility. I think you could reasonably go to Kyrie Irving and Kessler Edwards on FanDuel, where he's only 3,900. Maybe one of these other Brooklyn idiots looks good by the time we get to lock. For Sacramento, assuming Fox is available, Richaun Holmes is your best option in this game. 5,700 on FanDuel with power forward eligibility, 5K on DraftKings. After that, Barnes, Fox, Metu as a value play, Halliburton on FanDuel. Lots to like here on the Sacramento side. 2 games left. Denver and Utah. Keep your eye on Nikola Jokic for this one too, by the way. Would not be surprised if he didn't play today. 2-point dogs in Utah right now are the Denver Nuggets. They are on a back-to-back. We have nothing that we could really look at. We just have to assume that the rotation we got yesterday is the rotation we get today. On the Utah side, we're still without Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Daniel House is also out. Trent Forrest and Hassan Whiteside, both questionable. So for Denver, I'm not changing anything here other than Cousins didn't play yesterday. I'm going to assume he doesn't play today, and I'm just giving those 13 minutes to JaMychal Green. I don't think it matters at all. We know who their starters are. We know what their rotations are. This is your Denver Nuggets team. On the Utah side, we already don't have Donovan Mitchell in. We already don't have Rudy Gobert in. Got to pull some minutes from Daniel House for sure. But this one's not going to be all that wild. We know Joe Ingles has to leave the rotation now. Pour one out for Jingles here. We're going to say that Mike Conley plays 32 minutes. They haven't played since Ingles went out, so that'll be interesting. They didn't really unearth anybody else. We're going to take Clarkson up to 32 minutes. I'm going to say that Jared Butler is the backup point guard. We've got 30 minutes for Hassan Whiteside. I'm going to say that Eric Paschall plays quite a bit more than he normally does. Take him up to 16 minutes. We're going to get Rudy Gay to 20 minutes. We've got Royce O'Neal in for 32. Assuming Trent Forrest plays, I think he probably plays something in the neighborhood of 18 minutes. And then we still have a little bit of playing time for Elijah Hughes. Rates don't change here in this case. This is everything that we had in from before, so I am comfortable with the Utah rates, which means that this game is done. On Denver, it is Jokic and nobody else. You just want to play a lot of Nikola Jokic. I don't think that is going to be a surprise to anybody here. Last 2 times I played Jokic, he sat in the fourth versus the Bucks in a 30-point win, and then he sat in the fourth by losing by 30. Yeah, it didn't help me that he sat last night because I had a ton. Yeah, I'm happy with what I've got here. Just, I want to play a lot of Nikola Jokic. He should beast against Utah. I don't really want to play much else from Denver. On the Utah side, Whiteside looks exceptional, 6,500 and 6,600. Jordan Clarkson, unfortunately, a guy that I have a lot of interest in today, 5,700 and 6,400. Bogdanovich and Conley, both completely acceptable. Way better plays on FanDuel than they are on DraftKings. And then we close it out with the Portland Trail Blazers taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. For Portland, microphone was being weird there. It was flickering. For Portland, I don't know who's available, but I'm guessing it's just like their normal rotation. Simon's probable, Nurkic probable, no Nance, no Lillard. Yeah, so normal rotation here for Portland. Probably not changing anything. Nah, I don't have anything to change here. Simon's in. Maybe we take 36 minutes, 36 for Norm Powell. I think that all makes sense. 31 for Nurkic, 34 for Covington. That's the rotation I'm looking for. Rates don't change for Portland. We know what this team is right now. This should be a great matchup against the Lakers, too. For the Lakers, we know that we are without, or likely without LeBron James. AD available, Malik Monk available. Kendrick Nunn's still out. I got to start this rotation completely from scratch. I don't have a great feel for the Lakers, so let's build them out. I think we're going to see quite a bit of Anthony Davis. Going to put him in for 36 minutes. White played here. DeAndre Jordan didn't. Am I live? Are we back? Did I save this? Did StreamYard just save this? Did we just pull this off? I did pull it off. Look at this. Look at this. What are we doing? This is fun. Yo, what a save. What a save. Alrighty, folks. Give me a second here. Let's apologies. I'm like Willis Reed. I'm stumbling back out of here. So, good news, bad news scenario here. Good news is we're back. Bad news is I have no idea what's been saved. It hasn't been recent, that's for sure. Look at this. Look at this. Look at us. Oh, I'm punching the microphone. I'm too excited. So, not entirely sure how this works. I guess I didn't think about the fact that I run this on different software. Normally, my software crashes, and then that just kills this. But in theory, this stayed up as a frozen screen, I guess. So apologies to the people that bailed. We lost out. We did get to 100 likes, so that's fun. Here's what we need to look at, though. This is where it's going to start to suck. So let's do this and this and this. By the way, we're back on my good camera, too, so it's incredible. So here's the issue now. The last save was apparently, we'll get feeding the ducks on the background, whatever that is. I'll go to rock. All right. The last auto save was at 7:32. It looks like the last thing that I looked at was Utah. If that's the case, which means we really didn't have anything bad happen. This is the Utah rotation. That's the Denver look. We have the Jermichael Green minutes. So maybe I did save this. If we go to Utah, okay, so we just have to, no, Utah's even updated. So Utah's fine too, which means this is actually saved. This is actually saved. So what I have in here right now is legitimately everything that we had. It appears we lost nothing. Because this has Jared Butler and Elijah Hughes. Those are the minutes that I did. Portland, we already know we don't have to change. So we just have to fix the Lakers. I'm going to close this autosave, and nothing changed. We're right back where we needed to be. What an amazing morning. If you haven't hit the like button yet and you're still here, if you stuck around and made it through the death of the process show and the rebirth of the process show, hit that damn like button. This is where it's at. That just worked out perfectly. Oh, that is a fun way to do this, man. Michael Ortiz, good morning. Let's project the Lakers. I don't know how that worked, but that was awesome. That was truly great. Alrighty. Russell Westbrook, point guard. 35 minutes. AD in at center. I'm going to say that this feels like a day where you get a little bit of run from Dwight. I'm going to give him the straight backup center run. We're going to get Stanley Johnson in there for 28 minutes. Malik Monk being back and off the injury report is great. I think, 32 minutes for Monk is pretty reasonable. I'm so happy I saved it. I didn't know that I did. Great reflex, Josh. Toasted Biscuits. Welcome to Team Awesemo. All right, we know that we got to give Melo something in the neighborhood of, 24 minutes? And then I actually think I need to close this, save this. Close it again. And then let's pop back into it here. Let's also close Spotify. I can't believe it didn't even cross my mind that like the stream wouldn't end because I never ended it. And once I realized that it was still going, it was great. All right, let's get back into this, finishing off the Lakers so that we could run some crunches. Oh man, that was close. I was really nervous that I was going to have to project everything out again this morning. So that was not ideal for me. All right, let's try this again for the Lake Show. So the rest of this should be relatively easy. Like nobody else plays a big enough chunk of minutes to matter. So the 3 will be like Avery Bradley playing 22 minutes and Austin Reeves playing like 26 minutes. That leaves me 25 for who am I missing? Jalen Horton-Tucker. All right, yeah, that works. That's the Lakers. Rotation is easy. Let's grab Lakers rates with no LeBron, which I feel like I've done, but I don't totally remember. So, now if I didn't give AD a usage rate, then I definitely didn't. There's not going to be a gigantic sample here, but hopefully it's slightly enough. We're going to say LeBron James off. We're going to say Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook both played in the game. Oh, yeah, someone watching this back later is not going to understand that it continues. What a save, guys. What a save. All right, that sample is actually not as bad as I was expecting it to be. So let's grab these rates for the Lakers. We will finish them off, and then we'll run our crunches. We're actually going to end up finishing up this show right around the same time that we expected that we would have to finish this show, which is an hour and a half after it started. Oh, man, I'm just so pumped that we didn't lose it all. All right, let's start with Russ. LeBron off, AD available, 30.5% usage rate for Russell Westbrook. Assist rate looks good. Rebounding rate slightly lower. Anthony Davis, 29.5% usage rate. AD looking really good on FanDuel for right now. And then the rest of these guys are probably not all that interesting. You get Melo in at 19.5% usage. I assume he does very little else. We get Malik Monk in for 19% usage rate. Does very little else. We got Avery Bradley in for who cares, because he's Avery Bradley and does literally nothing on the floor. Austin Reeves, not too far behind in the I don't do anything while I'm on the floor discussion. Stanley Johnson, similar story. Jalen Horton-Tucker, 21% usage rate here. That is mildly appealing. I do need to check and see. Stanley Johnson has like a stupid usage rate. I think it's like 4%. Stanley Johnson has played 63 minutes with this scenario, 11% usage rate. Take it down to 12. That'll call it. And then Dwight, 14.2. Done. So, Let's close it out. We'll look at Portland. And it's the same thing for Portland that we've seen over the past couple weeks. It's the starting five. McCollum, Powell, Simons, Covington, Nurkic. If I'm ranking them, to me, it's Simons first, then Powell on DraftKings, Nurkic on FanDuel, Covington on both, McCollum on both. For the Lakers, $9,600 AD on FanDuel, power forward center, might actually be the number one play of the day. And I don't think Russ is all that far behind at $8,500 and $9,400, plus $5,300 Malik Monk and Stanley Johnson as a value play. But $9,600 AD with power forward, I'm pretty sure is about to show up as the number one play of the day. Let's find out. Let's run our crunches. If you haven't hit the like button yet, now's the time to do so, because this stream is absolutely legendary. On 2/2/22, we rose from the dead. Don't forget it. 2/2/22. That's when it happened. All right, FanDuel Optimals. We got Russell Westbrook, Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay, so everything I just said about AD didn't even put him in my optimal. Russell Westbrook, Spencer Dinwiddie, Josh Giddey, Clarkson, Bojan, Chetty, Mobley, Isaiah Jackson, Nikola Jokic. Power rankings, though. I don't know why I typed 250 there. I'll type 250 here. Power rankings, AD is going to move to the top. That I know. Mike Conley. Okay. Russ up there, too. Cannot believe this kept going. This is so great. All right, looking like the top play on FanDuel is going to be AD. Josh Giddey is going to be really close, and then there's a pretty big gap. Oh, I cannot believe this all worked out. All right, we are done. Anthony Davis and Josh Giddey are tied at the top of the power rankings. Then it's a pretty big step down to Chetty, Russ, Dinwiddie, LeVert, Luka, Miles Bridges, Isaiah Jackson. That is my next tier of players. But AD and Josh Giddey looking like the best options for you on DraftKings today. Or on FanDuel, sorry. As we move to DraftKings, crunch number 2. And I'm starting to think this computer is on its last legs, which is a little scary. Not that it matters, but I am kind of trying to hold out on buying another one. I don't want to have to do that just yet. All right, optimal lineup on DraftKings. Spencer Dinwiddie, Jordan Clarkson, Chetty, Isaiah Jackson, Rashawn Holmes, Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Hassan Whiteside. Now, as we look at the power rankings on FanDuel, on DraftKings, I'm all flustered now. Oh, I'm definitely not buying another one today. Well, so here's the deal. I have my laptop that is totally fine, is just as good as this computer, if not better. What I'm thinking about doing in the future is buying the brand new M1 MacBook Max. And I'm really just not interested in cutting the $3,500 check for the new laptop. But yeah, I mean, I've got 2 desktop computers just in this office right now. Even if this is on its last legs, I would transition to my laptop and no one would be any the wiser. But I'm holding out as long as I can, because what I really want to do is potentially get an M1 Mac Mini, but I want to see if they refresh them first. Spencer Dinwiddie is your number 1 contender on DraftKings. People are going to puke to that one. Isaiah Jackson, Luka, Chetty, and Anthony Simons round out the rest of my top 5. Malik Monk and Rashawn Holmes are next up, and then everybody else is kind of bunched together. Yeah, for right now, it's a need, or it's a want, not a need. The moment I ever need anything, it's an immediate purchase. I won't bat an eye at it. But for right now, it's just not necessary. All right, Yahoo Optimal. Yahoo Optimal is Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Jordan Clarkson, Chetty Osman, Isaiah Jackson, Evan Mobley, Hassan Whiteside, and Anthony Davis. The power rankings on Yahoo for today. The final thing we will look at before we bail. Thurman, good to see you. Oh boy, looking like Chetty Osman might be the best play on Yahoo today. So for all you people playing on Yahoo, enjoy it. Alrighty, 250 in. Isaiah Jackson is your number one contender on Yahoo for today at just $18. Russ and AD are 2-3. Chetty and Karis LeVert are 4th and 5th. We rounded out with Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie, Luka Boyan, and James Harden. Guys, we did it. We made it. I didn't think we were going to make it, but we did. We even rebounded. I don't know how word got out, but we got back up to 180 people, 133 likes. We gave it the paddles. We resuscitated this stream, and now we're all done. Contenders videos will be out shortly. I will be on the strategy show in the analyst role with Laffy handling the business. At least I hope. I haven't confirmed that. Has to be. I'm the one covering for Adam, so Laffy was already in as the host. So I don't actually have to do any prep work. Yay me. I already did my prep. So thanks for being here, guys. It's been great. Legendary stream. 2-2-22. Remember where you were. Shout out to PrizePicks for being the sponsor. Peep the banner up here, awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. This is the process, everybody. We out.